welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. It is one of my favorite videos to film on my channel because it holds me accountable and it's honestly just fun to like track the makeup I'm bringing in. But today I'm going to be updating you in my makeup rehab series. This is my low buy series for 2021 and I've structured this not to be like a budgeting low buy, but rather an amount of makeup products I'm bringing into my collection. So I will leave my introduction link down below in case you want to check that out if this is the first video in this series that you're watching. I'll try and explain a little bit more briefly in the introduction, but one of my absolute favorite people in the world on this platform, Emily McInnes, does a very similar sort of series to this, and I absolutely love watching her series every single month as well. So I'll have her channel, her playlist linked down below. If you like to know what other people are buying, how other people are like holding themselves accountable to their makeup spending, makeup tracking, all of the things, go check Emily out. But if you're interested in my update for the month of July, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content or you just like to chit chat about makeup, I would love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's get into this update. Okay, I feel like we have a few things to cover before we actually get into this. First, I'm testing out a bunch of my chopping block products and I am not loving the makeup. We're looking a little extra muddy today, but I didn't want to redo my makeup. Honestly, that just did not sound fun to me. Second, I recently updated my makeup inventory. I did my mid-year makeup inventory check-in. It was a little bit scary. I will leave that linked for reference. I'm sure I'll be talking about it some in this video today as we kind of talk about like my new rules. And then thirdly, the way that I'm running my low buy this year. So I gave myself a goal of, I gave myself a beauty bank, if you will, of 36 credits at the beginning of the year, meaning I could bring in 36 new makeup products to my collection, and I wasn't counting eyeshadow palettes in or towards that number 36 because I love eyeshadow and I just wasn't counting it. So anything that I brought in, so any eyeshadow palettes that I brought into my collection did not count as like a negative number towards my beauty bank. And then for every makeup product that I emptied or used up this year, I could add an additional credit to my beauty bank. So for example, in the month of January, if I used up 3 makeup products but did not purchase any makeup, that means I would gain 3 credits for my beauty bank, which started at 36 plus 3 is 39. Hoping this makes sense, and I think it'll make more sense like as we go along. But we started the month of July with 9 credits in my bank. I had 9 credits. And I'm someone who absolutely loves to splurge on the Sephora VIB sale every year. And even though I know that's a couple months away, like it's looming over my head. Like, girlfriend, you need to like build your beauty bank up so you can like go crazy. So yeah, I started with 9 credits. We're gonna go through everything that I purchased and then I will share with you everything that I emptied out this month so that I can give you a new beauty bank number. I do have a few items that I received in PR that I do want to share. I kind of use my makeup rehab series as like a catch-all makeup haul for the month. So I will leave a timestamp in case you're not interested in the PR products. I don't have much at all, but I'm going to share those with you really quickly. And I have decided that gifts and makeup, like PR that I receive, I am not going to count towards my beauty bank. The reason being, when I declutter makeup, I don't add that as a credit to my beauty bank. So like if I declutter 5 lipsticks, those are just 5 lipsticks out of my collection. I don't gain 5 credits towards my beauty bank. If I get to the end of the year and we do my makeup inventory and it is terrible, maybe I will reassess for next year. But I did receive a few makeup products in PR and I just wanted to share that with you, that I'm not planning to count them towards my actual beauty bank. This is like, I feel like I'm playing a game of like makeup Monopoly here, but I love it. I'm super competitive and also very analytical, or I like to think so. So this is so fun for me. So I'm quickly gonna share what I got in PR. And up first, I got this bundle from Clarins. This is their self-tanning bundle, and I'm gonna look down just so I can read a little bit about the products to you guys. This whole set would cost $130. Clarins is super expensive, but you guys, I went on to see how much the body tonic was the other day. I have received 2 of those from Clarins and I'm obsessed. And I didn't realize it was $67. and I was like, oh, that hurts so bad, but their body oil is so freaking good. Anyway, this bundle comes with their exfoliating body scrub, which actually I have not used this yet. I'm gonna open it. I wonder if it's the scrub. I have previously used a Clarins body scrub, which I was a huge fan of. I feel like Clarins, their makeup, not my jam, but body care products is something that like they really get overlooked, and maybe I'm just the one overlooking them. Oh yeah, this is the scrub I used last year. Oh, I'm so excited to have this back in my collection. I freaking love this scrub. It lasted me a long time, which sometimes body scrubs, I'm like, okay, I fly through this. But I love this because the granules were like super micro, but did such a nice job of exfoliating. Side note, I've been a huge fan of the Tree Hut body scrubs, and those are much more affordable. But it also came with their moisture-rich body lotion. This has shea butter and is for dry skin. I have super dry skin, so I'm very excited about this. And then it also comes with their Radiance Plus Golden Glow boosters. So I'm wondering, I want to read quickly. Use once or twice a week as needed. Gently massage onto clean, damp skin. Oh, so do you literally just put this on? What? You mix this with your body moisturizer. Okay, so we'll be mixing these two together. It says this must be mixed with a body moisturizer, never used alone. I assume it would be an absolute disaster to use this alone, but we all know I'm queen of self-tanning disasters. I have not tested this yet. I'm currently trying to like scrape off my current self-tan so that I can have like a clean, fresh slate to test this on. It's a little horrifying. My legs are literally so pale right now. Like I look at them and I feel like I'm blinded by like the light that shines off of how translucent they are. But I'm very excited to try these. I want to do like a ranking every self-tanner that I've ever tried. I thought that would be really fun because it's like a long running joke on my channel that I always have like the worst self-tan, just because I'm always like super patchy. So like why would you want me to rank tanners if I always have the worst self-tan? I just love to bathe in self-tanner, and I thought it'd be fun to do a ranking video. So when I saw this become available, I was like, oh girlfriend, yes, I need to try this. So I'll keep you posted. I am like long overdue for a speed reviews or like a monthly makeup roundup. Long overdue for a lot. I have a palette week coming up next week starting I think Tuesday, and it'll be 7 days long. So excited for that. And then after that, I'm trying to catch up on all of my other videos. I've had some really fun video ideas. I'm so rambly today. I've had some really fun video ideas pop into my head. I'm like, where am I gonna fit these all in to my calendar? But it feels really good to be excited about creating content again. Like I'm not gonna say like I haven't been excited about creating content, but we all know I have not been consistent on YouTube this year. Anyway, okay, moving on. That was a large rant, a long rant. Next up from Peach and Lily, I just got this 2 days ago. Have not tried this yet because I want to do like a Texture Tuesday Instagram photo because obviously it's just so important to get those Instagram photos. But this is, I think this is new. It is their Overnight Star Night Cream. It has acai berry and black ginseng. Do you guys say acai or acai? I swear I've been at smoothie shops and it says you pronounce it acai, but I feel like so many people say acai and I'm like, am I saying it wrong? Like I don't want to be. Anyway, this retails for $43. It says achieve your best skin with minimal effort. Apply the overnight cream as you get your beauty, sleep, and wake up glowing. I have not tried this yet either, but I'm so excited because last month I hauled the Peach and Lily like dark spot vitamin C. I think it has vitamin C, dark spot oil, and I am obsessed. Like, rare is the day that there's a skincare product that I've used recently that I'm like, okay, like I definitely want to purchase this immediately when I finish, or like even a few days before I finish this, so I don't have to go a day without this product. And that is the way I feel about the Peach and Lily oil. I'll leave a link below in case you guys are interested in seeing that. That's the only product I've tried from Peach and Lily, so I was really excited to get to try another product from them out, and I will keep you guys posted on that. And then the last PR that I received, I was not expecting this at all, and I was so excited about this. This is actual makeup, and this is a package that I got from e.l.f. that came with 2 of their poreless putty primers and then 3 shades in their new putty bronzer, as well as a putty brush. I was so excited about this. I went out to get my Home Chef box and I saw an e.l.f. box sitting on my doorstep as well, and I was like, what is this? And I just was super excited about this. So it comes with their original poreless putty primer, which I have used in the past. And I said like it wasn't my favorite, wasn't gonna repurchase it. But then I was like, oh, I kind of miss that. I am going to save this for a giveaway because I've tried this one before, and back to school giveaway coming up. I'm super excited about my back to school giveaway. I never did my 10K giveaway, so I will eventually circle back to doing another giveaway for that. But I think my back to school giveaway will be my next giveaway on my channel, and I'm really excited about it. I am going to be keeping my e.l.f. Acne Fighting Putty Primer. This is the new one, the one that is like the matcha colored one. I'm just curious about this. I'm curious if it's same texture as the poreless putty primer, and I'm curious if I'll notice any like acne resistance. Not that I'm super prone to breakouts, but I'm curious if I'll feel like my skin is more clear if I consistently use this. I do get a ton of breakouts in my chin. I've been eating a lot of dairy, and I can always tell if I've been eating a lot of cheese if my chin is breaking out. And then I have 3 shades of the new putty bronzer. I don't know if the shades are on here. Bronzed Belle, Tan Lines, and Beach Please. So I'm thinking I might just keep the lightest shade in Tan Lines and then pop these 2 into a giveaway as well. Just because obviously this one is going to be way too dark for me. This one might, no, that's probably still going to be too dark for me. So I'm just going to pop these 2 into my giveaway box and just keep the one. But I'm really excited to try these. I've seen really mixed reviews. I'm a little bit nervous to try them, but thank you to Elle for sending that my way. I was just so excited about that. Those are all of the PR products that I received this past month. So now let's jump into the products that I ended up purchasing. All right, so I said in my June update I was gonna try and do a no buy, and obviously I failed, you guys. I mean, are you surprised? Because I hope you're not. I was just messaging Emily the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did my makeup inventory and I'm horrified. And she was like, let's do a no buy July together. And I'm like, yes. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, I don't know if I wanted to do that. Still haven't bought anything. I did buy something on July 2nd, which I think was the day that her and I were chatting. And I was like, I have these things that I'm waiting for, and that's it. Fingers, we'll see how long I can go. What day is it today? It is currently the 8th. So I've made it 6 days without buying anything. So I bought 2 more skin tints. I told myself I needed to be done with foundation for the year, but I just cannot deny the excitement that I feel over skin tints. So the 2 that I purchased the Tarte C Hydroflex. I ended up picking up the shade 25H, which is supposed to be light medium honey. I wanted the more neutral shade that was really close to this shade, but they were sold out. And so I just ended up going with this one because I obviously don't have the patience to wait. I've only used this one time. Obviously, I'll come back to review all of these products at a later date, but I wasn't super impressed the first time I used this. I feel like the reviews are glowing on this, and I was like, I want like a little bit more coverage. But those are my initial thoughts on that. I also just had to do it. I just couldn't not. I had to know for myself, and I purchased the Huda Beauty Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint. I've used this 2 or 3 times. I have mine in the shade light medium, which when I'm self-tan, this matches me perfectly. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I'm one of the people who really likes this. Like, I've been loving this. I think I like my Nabla Realist just a little bit more than this, but I think this is so beautiful. I will say it is super glowy, obviously, but set with like my Glossier powder, I love the finish. I've been really impressed with this so far. Okay, I'd also been eyeing the new Makeup by Mario products. Every time I logged onto the Sephora app, which I should just really stop with the Sephora app, every time I saw so many videos, and I was like, I need to know for myself. So I did pick up one of his highlights because I heard people say this is a more subtle highlight, and I was like, okay, yes, that's what my jam is lately. So I picked up the shade Pearl. This is the Soft Glow highlighter. This is what this looks like. I will try and actually like possibly insert swatches of some of this stuff for you guys. Like if I actually do that, because I'm planning to upload this video today as well. Like I will be like, girlfriend, you are on it. You're on your game again. Watch, I'm not gonna include the swatches. This is beautiful though. I have been a huge fan of this so far. And then I also picked up the Soft Pop blush stick because I definitely needed another blush. Like my blush collection, not that large. Definitely a joke. I picked up the shade Earthy Pink. You guys, I love this. I have not been able to stop using this. I was like not sure about the shade, but I also felt like this was a shade that I didn't have a ton of other shades throughout my blush collection that were like this, and I freaking adore this. I feel like this works in the summer to give you like that sunburnt-esque sort of look, but I also feel like you can manipulate this to be more of like a berry tone shade as well, or like a pinky berry that is just gonna be so beautiful for wintertime, kind of like, you know, you're out building a snowman and you have like rosy pink cheeks. Definitely the vibe I'm getting from this. So super impressed with both of these products thus far. And then I saw Jamie Page talk about this and I could not get this out of my head. Like, could not. And then I felt like I just kept seeing this pop up in like videos or whatever it might be, and I was like, okay, like this is a sign, I just need to buy it. It was kind of one of those like blackout moments where like I saw it for like the 5th time after I heard Jamie talk about it, and I was super interested right after she initially talked about it. And after I saw it like recommended again, I just like logged onto the website, ordered it, and like before you knew it, like the package was coming to my house and I don't even remember ordering it. Does that happen to anyone else, or is that just me? This is the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Elevated Glow, and I have mine in the shade Crystal Nebula, right? Crystal Nebula, yes. I've only used this, I think, twice at this point. This is so freaking beautiful. It is a little bit more light than the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I hope you can see it swatched right there. It just gives the most subtle but beautiful, like straight up definition of off-duty model glow to the cheeks. It's indescribable how beautiful it is. I am so happy with it. It doesn't really have like a base pigment to it either, so it just looks wet on the skin. Sorry if you can hear my dog scratching himself. It just looks wet on the skin, and I love it. I love it so much. This is the first product I've tried from Lisa Eldridge, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed, and I do want to try more. I don't need any more lip products. She's like super well known for her lip products, I feel like, but I'm holding off for now. Super impressed with the highlight though. And then a couple of updates ago, I like randomly threw in that I wanted to be on a nail polish no buy. That's been going terribly. I did recently just declutter my nail polishes. My daughter and I like sat down the other day, and anything I don't want, she just takes. So it doesn't even really feel like a declutter. But I moved nail polish from my bathroom to Zoe's bathroom. I don't know why I did this to myself, but right after decluttering that night, I was like laying in bed scrolling through Ulta. Again, that's just the death of me. I should stop going through the Ulta and Sephora websites. But I found the Essie Let It Ripple collection, and I had to order 3. And while I was there, I decided to pick up 2 drugstore products, one that I've wanted for so long and finally picked up, which is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. Have not tried this yet. My Ulta package just recently arrived, so I haven't tried this one yet, but I've heard so many people just rave about how beautiful and dewy and glowy this is, and that's just my vibe. So I was like, you know what, I think it was 10 bucks. Definitely gotta give this a try. And then I have maybe one concealer. Maybe that is like my shade when I'm self-tan. Everything else is like the lightest shade in concealer. I suck at buying concealer shades and foundation shades and powder shades. Like, I just don't know what shade to get in these like complexion products, but I wanted to get a concealer that I felt like worked or better suited me when I had or was self-tanned. So I decided to pick this one up. This is a new one from Catrice. It's the True Skin High Cover Hyaluronic Acid Waterproof Concealer, and I got mine in the shade 32 Neutral Biscuit. I will say this is a little bit dark, but it's working well when I mix this with my Kosas, which I'm trying to pan and is too light for me. And I would say that this is not necessarily, I don't feel like this is super full coverage in my opinion. I think it's more of a medium coverage. Maybe you could build it, but it is just super hydrating underneath the eyes, and I think it's so pretty. I've used this one 2 times as of this point. I've used it every single day that I've had it, so I mean, I've only used it twice, so I can't really speak on it that much, but I don't notice a ton of creasing with it, and I just feel like it's hydrating but offers like a good amount of coverage. Sometimes if it's hydrating, I feel like it's more sheer, but I feel like this one's super comfortable underneath the eyes, and I've been really impressed with this one thus far. Again, I will come back to review everything, but so far I've been liking that. So those are the products that I brought into my collection. It is only 7 products, and I know I say like only 7, but that's like a step in the right direction for me. Even though I was supposed to be on a no-buy and I still brought in 7 products. Step in the right direction. So that being said, my beauty bank was at 9. I brought in 7 products. That would bring my beauty bank down to 2 credits. Happy that we're still in the positive, but let's get into the products that I finished up or emptied out, so that we can add some credits back to my beauty bank. Really quickly, before we get into the products that I used up, I did want to share the 3 palettes that I brought into my collection. I'm really proud of myself. I gave myself a goal last month of only bringing in 3 palettes to my collection this month, and that is what I did. So I did pick up the 2 new Nabla Cutie palettes. You guys know I have just a soft spot in my heart for Nabla. I am obsessed with the brand. I would consider them probably my favorite brand at the current moment. So I picked up the Analog palette, which looks like this. Super beautiful, very sultry. I did use this one time and I was really impressed. And then I also picked up the Midnight palette, which I have not used yet, but it looks absolutely beautiful. I've been super into like a neutral crease with just like a blue shimmer on the eye. I think that's so pretty. So I'm really excited about this. Both of these were $24, I believe. And then I did also pick up the Artist Couture Supreme Bronze palette. And you guys, this did not disappoint. I am so in love with this. Artist Couture just like nails it with this and the Supreme Nudes. Those are the only 2 palettes of his that I've tried, but like Chef's Kiss, 10 out of 10, 20 out of 10 in terms of quality, and just literally obsessed with this palette. All right, you guys, I feel like I did a decent job of using up a decent amount of items this past month. Up first, I have this spray from Dominique Cosmetics. This was the one that was in collaboration with JD Wadey, and I really did enjoy this. I've had this since last summer. Usually I fly through setting sprays. I use so much spray throughout like the entire day, but I think because this one had such a fine mist, it just took me longer to finish this up. I did end up tossing this in my purse the last month or 2 just to kind of have as my refresh spray, and I was able to finish this off. This retailed, I believe, for $34, so that was a pricier spray. I also did finally finish up my IT Cosmetics CC Illuminating CC Cream. This is something that I've mentioned many times that I always wanted to have in my collection, but now that I just love testing new SPFs, almost as much as I love testing new primers, I just feel like I don't need this in my collection anymore. I really relied on this for the SPF 50. It wasn't my favorite finish by any means, and really I don't think the shade range is great. Even like the shades that they have, I think pull very cool toned and very gray, so just not my favorite, and I'm really excited to move this out of my collection and not replace it. This currently retails for $39.50. I did finish up my Glossier Future Dew Oil Serum. I use this as a primer. This is a pretty heavy, very hydrating, oil-based, like serum-y primer type of product. Really beautiful on the skin, offered a beautiful glow, but I prefer the Glow Recipe, like niacinamide, watermelon, whatever it is, that is like kind of like the dupe for this, but it's not as heavy. And it's more of like a glass skin finish, where this is even glowier. I wouldn't say it's artificial looking, but it's more artificial looking than the Glow Recipe, so I'll just continue to purchase the Glow Recipe over the Glossier. But I'm gonna reference my notes here really quick. The Glossier I think retails for $24. Yes, $24. I did finish up another Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the mini size. I know it looks like there's still some product at the end, and actually I probably will try and scrape out the last bits, but I am going to count this as an empty, and I count these as $9. I believe these are half the size of the Fenty Original Gloss Bomb, which I think are still $18, so I count these as $9. I've gone through quite a few of these this year, and I'm really excited to have moved through another one. I also finished up these two foundation samples with the help of my daughter. We were playing salon, and these were the foundations that she used, but I'm still counting them as empties. It was a little Makeup Forever Ultra HD, as well as a little mini Too Faced Born This Way matte. And I'm just counting each of these as $2 towards like my total of empties. I am trying to get to $2,000 worth of makeup empties by the end of the year. I'm excited these are moved out. They were like staring at me through my makeup drawer, and I was like, I don't want to use these, but they're counting in my makeup inventory and they're just taking up space. So it was nice that my daughter could use those up for me. I have one mascara empty this month. This is the DHC Super Long Mascara. This retails for $14. I liked this for my lower lashes. I liked the like shape of the wand. It had a bit of like a curvature to it, but I did not love the formula. It was a little bit too wet, and I just didn't feel like it did a whole lot for my lashes. I felt like it separated my bottom lashes like well enough to use it as a bottom lash mascara. Occasionally I would use it on my top lashes, but as a standalone mascara, I did not feel like this would do enough to like warrant. I would not be interested in owning this again. I have this deluxe size sample of the I Do Liquid Liner. This size retails for $10, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but from my research, that's what I've gathered. This has really dried out. It's not gonna look as dried out, of course, now that I'm swatching it. But every time that I go to use this, I can't even get like one eye done without it being just not as black as I want it to be, or not as dark. So I'm just counting this as an empty. I am fine. If my ink pen isn't totally dried out, I'm fine with still counting it as an empty. My rules, my empties, that might bother some people, but that's how I'm running it. Same thing with mascaras. Once my mascara reaches the 3-month or the 4-month mark, if it's a mascara I really like, I will push it to like 4 or 4.5 months. But once it hits the 3-month mark, I don't care if I still have product in it. I'm counting it as an empty, and I'm totally fine with that. And if you're not, you're not. You guys, I finally finished up my Essence. I don't even know what this is called. It was in the shade 2, but First Espresso. That's what the shade was called. Literally, like, it's crumbled. I've sharpened it as much as I can. This was the Essence eyeliner. It was a really deep brown shade. I loved this. Stayed in the waterline all day. Retails for $2.99. I have way too many eyeliners currently in my collection. I have a couple of brown ones that I want to get through before replacing this, but I definitely would purchase this again. Like, absolutely $3 for a pencil that lasted me 2 years. I was actively working on this in at least 1 year-long project pan, and it's something that I use essentially every single day. It's very rare that I don't wear an eyeliner, and it's very rare I wear an eyeliner that is any shade other than dark brown. So I use this so much, and it lasted forever. Definitely worth every penny. My Charlotte Tilbury little mini lipstick in the shade Pillow Talk is done. I tried to scrape a little bit out, but honestly, I just don't care. Like, I can't get any more off the top, so I'm calling this an empty. I was too lazy to do the calculations to figure out how much product dollar value is actually in this. So I'm just counting this as a $2 empty as well. Also, my e.l.f. Wow Brow. I have the shade Deep Brown. I maybe have a little, I'm not taking the stopper out of this because I've made the mistake of taking a stopper out of a brow product in the past, and it was an absolute disaster. I did like this, but I personally prefer the Glossier Boy Brow. I know it's much more expensive than the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I think I prefer the Essence Make Me Brow. Is that what it's called? I think I prefer the Essence one over the e.l.f. one. The e.l.f. one, I just don't love the applicator. Like, it's a little bit longer than I prefer, and I don't notice a huge difference in my brows when I wear this. I definitely notice more of a difference with my Glossier, or it's been a while since I've used the Essence one, but I don't think I would repurchase this. This retails for $4. I finished up this lip balm. I wear lip balm all the time, so I count my lip balm towards my makeup empties rather than skincare. This is the Pharmacy Honey Butter Beeswax Lip Balm. I've gone through multiples of these. It's super nice and nourishing, very hydrating. I can't get any more off the top. Retails for $10. Very excited to have finished off a lip balm. Finished off a powder. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I will say I repressed this, and my repressing experience with this did not go very well. I definitely lost some product. So I finished this a little bit sooner than I had anticipated or would have liked to have. This is my second compact of this. I love this. It's so expensive though, and I say all the time the number 7 is basically a dupe for this, but this just feels so luxurious to use. I can't promise I won't purchase this again, but I really don't need to. Like, I really don't need to. I've been loving the Dior Powder No Powder, and I have the number 7 powder, which is literally a dupe for this. So this retails for $45. And then my final empty of the month is the Natasha Denona Chromium Liquid Shadow. So I did take my stopper out of this, and it looks like there's still some coating the walls, obviously, but I hope you'll be able to kind of see inside. There's really like nothing left in this. Oh no, almost knocked some things over. And it is really, really dried out. Like, what's left on the walls is pretty dried out. I will say, the more I use this, the more I liked this. I think these were limited edition. I don't know if you can still get these. I used to say I would never purchase this again because it was $25. You barely get any product. I don't think it's actually worth the $25, but I did really enjoy this the more I used it. I will say that. So, like, if I could purchase this again, I could see this being something that just like slips into my cart sneakily. Like, I'm shopping through the Sephora website and then like all of a sudden I go to check out and this is somehow there and I just happen to buy it. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay, those are all of the makeup empties that I finished up this past month. Let me give you guys my grand total in terms of products used up. So I did use up a total of $221.49 worth of product, bringing my year-to-date value up to $1,265.36. So I am well on my way to $2,000 worth of makeup empties, which makes me so excited and so happy. I am up to a total of, I think, 88 products. No, 64 products used up this year, which is super exciting as well. So I did use up a total of 14 products. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So 14 total products used up this past month. I'm at 64 total products used up for the year, which is so exciting. I am someone who absolutely loves, obviously, to buy new makeup and test and review new makeup, but nothing makes me happier than also using my makeup. Like, if I never had makeup empties and never used things up, I would be so overwhelmed and just like not enjoy my makeup as much. So I'm very excited about that. So my bank account was at 2 credits. We did use up 14 products, which brings my bank account back up to 16 products, which I am so excited about. I was getting a little bit nervous there. I am a little bit nervous that July will not be a great month in terms of products used up. I'm sure I'll have, I think, 1 mascara is going to reach its mark and probably be empty, and maybe I'll use up a spray, but I don't know what else I'm going to use up, you guys. Like, I'm sure I'll use up some more lip products. I've been going so hard on my lip product categories, specifically gloss. So I might have a couple of glosses to toss into my empties, but I'm a little bit worried that it's gonna be not a great month in terms of products used up. So I'm very excited that my beauty bank is back up to 16. I did, after my makeup inventory, I did go through my makeup collection and I have made a few new rules that I would like to try and follow. So I will have a video coming up in the next couple of days, which I'm honestly so freaking excited about. Like, it was so nerdy how excited I was to like collect the data and make this video. A video recapping my year of spending so far, and I'm telling you guys how many makeup products within each category I've purchased, the total amount spent per category, etc. So that video is coming. I'm so excited about it, but I used that information to kind of help me curate new rules for my makeup inventory, or sorry, makeup rehab for the rest of the year. I did try to take into consideration, like, do I really want to put myself on a foundation no buy when I feel like it's just something I probably won't be successful at? I tried to take that into consideration. So we're gonna X all the other rules that I've created in my makeup rehab thus far, other than like my beauty bank rules. And we're gonna create a few new like low buy, no buy things that I want to follow. And those are going to be that, one, I want to continue to only purchase or try to shoot for only bringing in 3 new palettes to my collection every month. I have a palette week starting next week, and I will be sharing a video during my palette week all about eyeshadow palettes in my collection that I have not used yet at all this year. And many of those palettes are palettes that I have purchased this year. I purchased way too many new palettes this year. And for me, when I test a new palette, I really try to use every single shade before coming on to review it. So it's just been a lot. So any more than 3, like even 3 palettes a month is a lot. Any more than 3, I'm just gonna be super, super overwhelmed. So my goal is only 3 palettes a month. I also want to be on a concealer no buy until the end of the year. Concealer is a category that I just don't get super excited about, even when a new concealer releases. Like, it's not one of those things that I feel like I'm super missing out on if I don't get the concealer right away. And I have, my concealer collection isn't necessarily out of control, but I only have 1 concealer empty this year, and I just feel like it's a category that, because I don't get super excited about, why don't I try and curate that part of my collection a little bit more? I do have a goal, like a monstrosity of a goal, to have my makeup inventory number, so total number of makeup pieces in my collection, to be under 500, which just sounds so ridiculous to have that many makeup pieces in my collection, but that's including some of my single shadows, all my lips. What I'm trying to justify this. And so concealer is one of those categories I feel like could be a smaller part of my makeup collection and just remain a smaller part so that I can feel less guilty about having more blushes, because I love blushes, or have more foundations, etc. Rule number 3 is I don't want to purchase any more powder highlights, at least until the Sephora VIB sale. And if I could make it the rest of the year without purchasing any new powder highlights, I would be really happy with that. Highlight is a category, specifically powder highlights, where I just don't love them like I used to. I'm definitely having a lot of fun this year experimenting with cream and liquid formulas in bronzer, blush, and highlight. So I'm okay if I bring in non-powder products in the highlight category, just because I do want to kind of experiment a little bit more there. I don't have a ton of liquid or cream highlights in my collection. I am very interested in the new products coming out from Jaclyn Cosmetics and the Hot Girl Summer collection, but I would like to not purchase any more powder highlights at all this year. We'll see if I can do it. Rule number 4 is I still want to be on a lip product no buy until the Sephora VIB sale. My only exception to this is I do think I will purchase some of the lip oils from the new Jaclyn collection. I will have no problem getting through lip oils. Rule number 5, still on a mascara no buy. I need to get through my mascaras. My only exception would be potentially purchasing the Lash Dash to Go during the Sephora VIB sale. I'm still going to stick to this. And then rule number 6 is I'm going to try and do no more powder bronzer as well. I have so many powder bronzers in my collection that I'm like, do I even really want this? So why am I bringing more powder bronzer into my collection? My bronzer category is out of control in terms of my makeup inventory numbers, so I want to focus in on that. But I would be okay with a couple more a couple more liquid or cream bronzers. So those are the 6 rules I have for right now. These could tweak or change at any update, but I would love to know, what do you guys think of all of the information I gave to you? If you are on a no buy or a low buy, how is it going? What categories are causing you like the biggest stress, or like the toughest for you to like not buy? I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel as you always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.